Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of the Smart 7 is brought to you by Your Nectar Prices at Sainsbury's. Imagine a world where your favourite things cost less. It's pretty amazing, right? It's like the universe is aligned just for you. Well, that's the magic of Your Nectar Prices at Sainsbury's, and it's pretty simple. You can unlock up to 10 personalised discounts every Friday on things you love in the Nectar app. And the best part is that while Nectar Prices are for everyone, Your Nectar Prices are just for you. It couldn't be simpler. Each week you'll get up to 10 personalised offers. They're your Nectar Prices. So every Friday, just check your Nectar app and unlock your Nectar Prices to save more now. Enjoy your own personalised discounts on things you love with Your Nectar Prices at Sainsbury's. That's good food for all of us. This offer's for 18 plus, Nectar app required. Unlock up to 10 Your Nectar Prices weekly, available in supermarkets, online and in locals with Smart Shop. T&Cs apply.
On today's Smart 7, government faces hotel housing crisis, Putin pours cold water on the coalition of the willing, and much more. It's Thursday, 21st of August, it's Poets' Day, and happy birthday, Usain Bolt.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The government has found itself in real difficulty after the High Court granted a local council a temporary injunction to block asylum seekers from being housed in the Bell Hotel in Epping. The decision was made on planning grounds, but it could potentially open the floodgates for more councils to follow a similar legal route, with Reform already pledging its 12 councils will do so. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper reiterated that the government intends to end the use of hotels for asylum seekers by the end of this parliament, and Security Minister Dan Jarvis says they're actively working on a plan to rehouse those in the Bell Hotel.
We're looking at contingency options for where those people can be accommodated, but we've never thought that hotels were a long-term sustainable solution for accommodating asylum seekers.
It's not clear what the government's backup plan is and how quickly it can be implemented. But Enver Solomon, CEO of Refugee Council, says it's a wake-up call and that the government needs to adopt a more collaborative approach to finding a solution.
What the government needs to do is, instead of saying that we'll move out of hotels by 2029, they need to move much more quickly. We need a fundamental reform of the asylum accommodation system, and it needs to happen rapidly in collaboration with local councils.
NATO military leaders gathered in the Pentagon on Wednesday to iron out some of the practicalities of delivering on the promised security guarantees for Ukraine. The UK has committed to troops to defend Ukraine's seas and skies, but will not send any to the front lines. There was a surprise intervention, however, from Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov, who insisted that Russia should be part of any security guarantees for Ukraine and that perhaps China should also be involved. He firmly ruled out the notion of any European troops in Ukraine either, sparking alarm amongst the coalition of the willing that no real progress has been made with Putin. French President Macron was sounding gloomy.
As far as I'm concerned, when I look at the situation and the facts, I don't see President Putin really willing to get peace now, but perhaps I'm too pessimistic.
President Trump appears to believe that Putin and Zelensky should meet next, but former Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Kasyanov thinks that is highly unlikely.
He doesn't want to sit down with Zelensky. It will be some kind of humiliating event for him. That's why he will be avoiding the ball on the Putin's court, but he will continue dragging out time, continue his offensive operation.
The UK's inflation rate rose again in July, climbing from 3.6% to 3.8%. That's the highest it's been since January 2024, and the headline number was driven by an uptick in inflation in the services sector. The rise is in line with Bank of England predictions, but it probably makes any further interest rate cuts unlikely in the short term at least. Paul Dales is the UK chief economist at analyst firm Capital Economics, and he says the inflation numbers and slow growth rates leave Chancellor Rachel Reeves with very few options for the budget.
The message really is I do think tax rises are coming down the line, and given that the previous rises in taxes were levied most on businesses, I think this time households are going to have to bear some of the brunt of this.
Northern Irish band Kneecap were back in the headlines on Wednesday as rapper Mo Cara, whose real name is Liam Og O'Hanny, made a court appearance. He was charged with a terrorism offence for displaying a Hezbollah flag on stage at a gig in Kentish Town last November, and his defence team argued that because of a technicality, the case should be thrown out. Chief Magistrate Paul Goldspring will rule on the case in September. Kneecap also drew police attention for their Glastonbury performance, and hundreds of supporters turned up at court on Wednesday, one of whom was arrested on suspicion of supporting proscribed group Palestine Action. Ohani spoke to the crowd after his court appearance.
We know, unfortunately, this story will end up in the media today, while Israel commits genocide at the same time. So everybody, continue to speak about Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you all for coming. Chucky our lad.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, Mo Salah breaks a new record and Pierce Brosnan milks a goat. Right after this.
You know what's wild? Most people are still overpaying for car insurance just because it's a pain to switch. That's why there's Jerry. Jerry is the only app that compares rates from over 50 insurers in minutes and helps you switch fast with no spam calls or hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Before you renew your car insurance policy, do yourself a favor. Download the Jerry app or head to jerry.ai/acast.
Welcome back. With the Premier League already underway, it may seem like an odd time to announce the Player of the Year awards, but the Professional Footballers Association has announced its winners for the 2024 to 2025 season. Former England player and manager Gareth Southgate got a merit award for his contribution to football and his achievements with the national side. Young Player of the Year went to Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers and Arsenal's Olivia Smith, while the Senior Award went to Arsenal's Mariona Caldente and Liverpool's Mo Salah. It's the third time the Liverpool forward has won, but in a season in which he scored 29 goals and Liverpool won the Premier League, it's no surprise he was proud to accept a record-breaking third award.
Do something like never happened before in the Premier League is something I will never forget it, and I will never take it for granted. Yeah, so I'm so happy. I'm glad about that.
The One Show turned into entertaining chaos on Wednesday as the cast of Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club turned up en masse for the BBC One Tea Time show. Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Ben Kingsley and Celia Imrie all jostled for space on the red couch as they enthused about the movie, which hits cinemas on Friday and drops next Thursday on Netflix. Mirren and Brosnan seem to be spending a lot of time together recently, including as the owners of some questionable Irish accents in Mobland. And Pierce was at it again on Wednesday with a story about a play and a goat at the Edinburgh Festival.
And this Irish director, decided to get a goat. And so we do the show. I'd have to milk the goat, put her in the minibus, go back to the house, and then go to the pub.
Did you have it on your CV, you know? Ride a horse, milk a goat.
If you like Jason Bateman in Ozark, then you're probably going to love his new Netflix series called Black Rabbit. It's his first big TV role since Ozark ended, and he's also exec producing and directing this gritty new show which sees him play a gambler deep in debt who turns to his brother for help. The brother in this case is played by Jude Law, and he's a successful restaurateur who gets drawn into a murky world as the brothers struggle to pay off the gangsters who own the debt. All 8 episodes are due to drop on September 18th on Netflix.
I gotta ask, what happened to your shoes? I got a sweet number on the bus.
You sold your shit.
I'm chipping away at it. I'm doing my part, Giggles.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Did you know 39% of teen drivers admit to texting while driving? Even scarier, those who text are more likely to speed and run red lights. Shockingly, 94% know it's dangerous, but do it anyway. As a parent, you can't always be in the car, but you can stay connected to their safety with Greenlight Infinity's driving reports. Monitor their driving habits, see if they're using their phone, speeding, and more. These reports provide real data for meaningful conversations about safety. Plus, with weekly updates, you can track their progress over time. Help keep your teens safe. Sign up for Greenlight Infinity at greenlight.com/podcast.